Dustin snorted. He began to move his feet, turning into a ghost-like figure that flashed past the killers around him. In the next second, their bodies froze before falling to the ground. They were no longer breathing. At that moment, several cars with bullet holes and emitting smoke stopped at the entrance of Zephyr Lodge. The door opened, and Natasha and Nelson quickly stepped out. "Miss Hammond, are you okay? Are you hurt?" Nelson looked fearful. When they escaped the ambush earlier, bullets were flying everywhere. Nelson didn't know how many bullets hit their car. "I'm fine. Go get help for Dustin," Natasha urged. "Oh, right." Nelson immediately came to his senses and shouted, "Hurry. Gather all the Kieran gang members. We're going to help Sir Reese." "Yes, sir," his subordinates replied. They hurried inside to call the others. A short while later, a group of Kieran gang disciples swarmed toward Mount Shinefield. "Miss Hammond, Sir Reese is strong, and many members are backing him up. He'll be fine. You should head inside and get some rest." Nelson wiped the sweat from his forehead. Then he led Natasha into the meeting room. "Nelson, just who did your gang leader piss off?" "First, it was getting framed. Then there was the ambush. The dangers just keep coming." Natasha frowned. "Well, I don't know too." Nelson scratched his head. He usually busied himself with his duties. He rarely went around asking questions. Either way, in his eyes, Dustin was invincible. It couldn't go wrong following that man. "Nelson," at that moment, Felix and a group of people burst into the meeting room. Felix was covered in blood, and he asked, "Where's Sir Reese? Is he back yet? Wasn't Sir Reese with you?" "Why the fuck are you asking me?" Nelson said with a glare. "Fuck, there were just too many enemies. We couldn't hold up against them at all, so our only choice was to flee. However, we ended up getting scattered." "I thought Sir Reese would be back." "Already?" Felix said anxiously. "Fuck, you're fucking useless." Nelson finally released his pent-up anger. "What do we do now? Is Sir Reese in danger?" Felix asked cautiously. "Shut your damn mouth. Sir Reese is usually lucky, so he'll be fine. I already sent all the disciplines over." "We'll find Sir Reese very soon," Nelson said in a low voice. "Everyone is gone. Then isn't the Zephyr Lodge an empty nest right now?" Felix narrowed his eyes. "I can't care about that right now. Sir Reese's safety is the most important," Nelson said with a frown. "You're right." Felix nodded. He took out a knife and stabbed Nelson's abdomen. The blade of the knife sliced through his flesh. Nelson was stunned. Looking at the wound in his stomach and then at Felix's cold face, he almost couldn't react. "What the fuck are you doing?" "What am I doing? I'm trying to kill you." Felix laughed coldly. "You're Dustin's most loyal dog. I can't take over the Kieran gang if you don't die."